Thank you guys for tuning in to another segment of the Sit Down with Malik, Wright, presented by First Star Logistics. Commanders fans, I know we have not always seen eye to eye. I know that you guys probably don't like me because of what I said about Sam Howell, which still stands. He's not your franchise quarterback. But I got to be honest with you guys. I've been impressed with what the Commanders have done as far as their coaching staff hires. You went out, you hired Dan Quinn. I don't know how I feel about it, but Dan Quinn has proven that he can be a successful head coach in the NFL. He has led a team to a Super Bowl. He went out there, I believe he hired Joe Witt Jr., right, as his defensive coordinator, who was the Cowboys secondary's coach. We know the success that the Cowboys secondary had under him. And then he does the unprecedented. He goes out there and he hires a guy who I didn't have too much regard for as a head coach, but I think is a good play caller in Kliff Kingsbury. He hires him away from the Raiders because the Raiders were set to hire him. But that's what Dan Quinn did. He was able to get Kliff Kingsbury, Joe Witt Jr. And I got to be honest with you, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with what the Commanders have done. I believe that he is building a good coaching staff there. I think Kliff Kingsbury is probably going to be long-term offense coordinator there because I'm not sure if he'll be getting too many head coaching considerations considering how things turned out in Arizona. That being said, you got the first part right. You hired the right coaching staff, I think. Can you get the right quarterback? That's the next big thing here. Can the Commanders get the right quarterback? And if so, who is it? Daniel, what say you?
I'm a fan. And before this video, I wasn't sure if I was going to say this, but when I look at this, man, look at the gripes of every single one of these coaches, right? You look at the Dan Quinn. You could say, well, why are you hiring a defensive-minded guy? Look at the Texans. DeMeco Ryans worked out with C.J. Stroud so far. And Kliff Kingsbury. I've been a fan of Kliff Kingsbury, not as a head coach, but what are people fascinated about? It's his offensive mind. It's his ability to build an offense. Of what is he going to the Commanders to do? Not worry about the defense. It's the offense, to focus on his one job, and that is to build a great offense. And he's got the opportunity. So I look at this. Dan Quinn, I believe, is putting people in the right position to succeed. And you look at the talent. They've got talent on the roster. They've got a lot of talent. You look at the weapons on offense. You look at some of the weapons on defense, young talent on the defensive line. And, man, I'm excited. If I'm a Commanders fan, I genuinely would be really excited because you do have the number 2 overall pick. You do have the potential to go out and get a quarterback. And you have the potential to build, right? The new GM and the new owner. And, you know, last offseason was kind of the first time we saw them in the preseason. Everybody was getting hyped about it. This is the first real year where you have a new regime and a clean slate. And I think you guys have got hope. So regardless of the quarterback they get, and regardless of my opinion of, you know, like a Caleb Williams, I think they have the talent around them to potentially build a long-term winner. It's up to the coaching staff. So the last thing I'll say also, Micah Parsons and a lot of other players have shared a huge belief in Dan Quinn. They've said nobody else will love the players more than Dan Quinn. And I think that's a good building block for the Commanders.
I agree. I'm really curious to hear what you guys got to say and what your thoughts and opinions are. But right now, I'm a believer of the Washington Commanders. I'm a believer in what they're building. Color me surprised. And if there's one thing Dan Quinn has proven he can do, is he can lead a team. He's shown that. He's also proven that he can let the offensive guy be the offensive guy. We saw it in Atlanta with Kyle Shanahan, Matt Ryan. Crazy year, went to the Super Bowl, fell short. But I promise it's not a backhanded compliment. I'm just saying, Dan Quinn has proven that he can build a successful staff around him. I'm excited to see where this goes. If you like more video content like this, give this video a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Let us know down in the comment section what your thoughts are. And make sure you hit that notification button so you guys don't miss when we go live or upload content from the First Star Logistics studio.